Hey everybody, just wanted to share with you a quick conversation I had with a friend of mine this week. So a guy called me up just for some encouragement, really. Great, he's got a fine life. He's just overwhelmed, right? He's got a lot going on. He's got the kids, he's got family, he's got work, he's got holidays. He's just like burning out, so to speak, because he's overwhelmed. And in giving him some advice, I got triggered. There's a memory got triggered from when I first started my career. I was in law firms. I'll never forget. My firm the work was really heating up. Had a young wife, a young son. I was giving a class every week. I had a lot going on. And I was like really overwhelmed. There was just never any time. So I'd gone to an older partner that was in the firm and asked him for some advice. I said to him, "Sir, can you give me your advice on how you balance life?" I'll never forget. He sits back and he says, "Why do you think that life is meant to be balanced?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just figured." He's like, "No, you don't balance in life." I'm like, "You don't?" He's like, "Balance? Do you ever try to balance things in life? You ever try to balance things in the morning? Does it ever happen to you where like you go to work? I do this all the time, right? And I'm just to drive to get in my driveway. I'm like, nah, I can carry everything. My bag, my lunch, the coffee, the car keys, the phone, and I put it all. It's all like balanced. And I come downstairs and I can't open the door for myself, and like I have everything perfectly balanced, walking slowly with like the coffee hanging off my mouth. And I get to the car door, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta open the car. You ever have this? So like, you gotta like take the coffee, put it on top of the car. Half the time, by the way, you remember that your coffee was on top of your car after you already pulled out of your driveway and halfway to work. So when you're walking to the car and you're trying to balance everything, what happens is you get this fear of if anything gets thrown off, the whole thing's gone, right? If the car door opens too slowly, or if I bend the wrong way, everything is all over the place. Because the essence of balancing is carrying everything at once. When we try to balance life, what we're trying to do is carry everything at once. Everything. Family, work, religion, hobbies, you name it, we carry it. And so as a result, it always feels like we're never really in enough places. We always feel like we're one bad move away from everything collapsing. Which is why when we're at work, we think we should be home. And when we're home, we think we should be at work. When we're talking to our friends, we should be talking to our spouse. Talking to our spouse, we're thinking about our friends. We're praying, we're thinking about working, thinking. We're never really anywhere because we're holding everything together. But life isn't meant to be balanced, my mentor told me. Life is meant to be juggled. Ever watch someone juggle? What you'll notice is there could be 10 things that he or she is juggling, but there's only 2 things that they're thinking about at any given moment. Whatever is in their hands. They live in micro moments. And for the second they're holding that one ball, all there is that one ball. And they'll know that in a second there'll be another ball coming, and this ball will be up in the air, and that ball will come back down. But they live in micro moments. They never balance. Because if they balance, they'll be holding all 10 balls. But for the seconds that they're holding those 2 balls, all there is those 2 balls. This is called in the business world switch tasking, which is really how stuff gets done, not multitasking, which is how stuff doesn't get done well. Because life isn't meant to be balanced, it's meant to be juggled. That means that we have to learn how to live in micro moments. And wherever we are, that's where we are all there. And so when with our family, we're all in on our family. And I'm talking to my spouse, I'm not thinking about work, because when I'm thinking about work, I'm not thinking about my spouse. And when I'm thinking about emails, I'm not thinking about drafting memos, and memos aren't emails, and praying isn't working, and working isn't. Everything I am doing, every person I'm speaking to, even if it's for a moment, there's nothing but what's in my hands. I live in the micro moments. And when you do that, what happens is you give everything to the thing in front of you, and you'll notice you'll be more successful at that thing. And you know that thing, in a few minutes or hours, you'll throw it right back up in the air. And it'll come back. Because now you're focused on the next thing. And then you throw that back up in the air, and you focus on the next thing. And you consistently switch tasks, you cross over. The difference between people that have achieved success with multiple things in front of them and those that haven't is that people that multitask, that balance, end up always feeling overwhelmed and never in enough places. But people that have that patience, that belief, that trust, that they're going to focus on what's ever in front of them fully. And then they'll go to the next project, and the next thing, and the next task, and do that fully. They end up not balancing, they end up juggling. And when you juggle, you get into a rhythm in which you can handle so much more. And for each thing you're doing, you you can be so much more effective.